We want to talk a little bit more about the air quality impacts that we've seen this week in the Northeast and in general air quality forecasting, because we've had an historic event take place in the Northeast with all the wildfire smoke recently. So I want to bring in Dr. Amy Huff. She's a senior research scientist for NOAA's Center for Satellite Applications and Research. So thanks for joining us today, Dr. Huff. We appreciate it. I know your background was in air quality forecasting, so can you tell us a little bit about how this event stacks up to past air quality events? Have we ever seen anything like this on the East Coast before?
No, Rob, this is a completely unprecedented event. We see events like this in the Western U.S. related to wildfires, but this is the first time that we've seen impacts from wildfire smoke to this magnitude in the Eastern United States.
I know we track air quality every year across the West, and localized areas get these pockets of hazardous and unhealthy air quality. So to see it this widespread was really astounding. What can we attribute to just how much smoke was pouring into portions of the Northeast and how the air quality got so bad?
Well, we kind of had a perfect storm of meteorological and then the fire events. So the wildfires really, exploded in Quebec over the past weekend. And we had a closed low, a low pressure system sitting over the Canadian Maritimes in northern New England. And so the counterclockwise rotation of winds around that low pressure system funneled that smoke from the wildfires in Quebec southward and southeastward right into the northeastern United States.
We have a bunch of air quality sensors on the ground. So how does this help us get that forecast more fine-tuned, I guess, or how does it improve that forecast versus relying on just ground observations?
Yeah, that's a great point. So air quality forecasters, one of the things they do when they prepare their forecast is they look upwind. They see where the air is right now, where that air is going to be moving towards tomorrow. If they know where that upwind air mass is, they can use the satellite technology to see, for example, in this case, what the smoke situation is in that area. In addition, we also have new derived products based on the satellite observations that estimate the surface pollutant concentrations based on the satellite measurements. And you mentioned the ground-based monitors. So those are not uniformly distributed. They tend to be clustered in urban and suburban areas. So there's a lot of gaps in the monitoring network. So the derived products that we get from the satellites, they help fill in the gaps and help the forecasters understand what the air quality conditions are in the areas where we don't have that ground monitor.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Huff, for joining us today as Senior Research Scientist for NOAA's Center for Satellite Applications and Research, and helping to shed some light on how we're using satellite technology to watch air quality.
Great, thank you, Rob. I appreciate it.